Hey everyone, today we are putting on a new chain. It's DID 520ZVM-X chain for my ZX-4RR. What I've elected to do is I'd like to lengthen this wheelbase of my bike a little bit, and I want to keep the same 48 tooth carbon rear sprocket. So in order to move the axle back about a half inch or so, I'm gonna have to cut off the stock chain and put on this new one. And I just wanted to show everyone that this DID KM500R tool is unmatched when it comes to removing and installing DID chains. I'm gonna go ahead and press out the stock one, then we'll go ahead and put the new chain on, which should look pretty cool. It's all gloss black, which contrasts to the kind of natural bare color of the stock one. Okay, and in less than 20 seconds, instead of using an angle grinder or anything like that, you can see one of the pins on the chain has been pushed out. There's the pin, and what you do is you take the DID tool and you set it up on the A slot. There's two of them, A and B. You put it on A so that the pin aligns with the hole and aligns itself with the chain, and then as you screw it on, this pin just shoves it through. Easy as pie. Now the first step for any new chain for me is getting all this factory preservative off. I like my chains clean. You can see this chain has no yucky chain lube or any of that stuff on it. It has no kinks. It's in perfect shape after 7,000 miles, and all I've been using is ACF 50 to keep it lubed. And you see not a speck of rust on it either. That's what really kills these things, is corrosion and damage to the pins and rollers. None of that can happen with ACF 50. And that's this stuff right here. You can buy it on Amazon. A little bit goes a long way. It chemically prevents any rust from happening and provides lubrication. You can go on their website to learn more about how they recommend it for various parts of the bike, including the chain. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this one up, get all the goo off, and give it a light coat of ACF 50, and then we'll be ready to clean up the bike, although it's not that dirty. The sprockets look pretty good. And then we'll start figuring out what length to cut the chain. Yeah, just use your favorite chain cleaner. But I like Motul, and brand new chain with a brand new little chain scrubber, and then I go through it with microfiber towels into every nook and cranny and get all that factory chain goop off. All right, now you can see every bit of schmegma and goo, even between the plates, is all gone. We've cleaned this chain to perfection. There's still lubrication inside the X-rings or O-rings in between the plates and the pins. It's just all the extra goop on the outside, which is totally gone. And so now it's time to fit it to the bike. I cleaned up the counter shaft as well as the area inside the seal. The rear sprocket is all cleaned. And of course the swing arm and everything there, spick and span. It's always a good time to inspect your sprockets and the bike in general when you're doing this kind of maintenance. So now we get to start figuring out how long we want this chain to be. Okay, one item I want to share is a little modification that I made so I could get the axle way back further to stock. Now it's about 1/4 of an inch behind the last mark. All I had to do was change a little bit up on these limiters, and now I can get the axle almost all the way back, which is a beautiful thing. All right, with the wheel on now, you can see it's way aft of where it was before. It actually added about 3/4 of an inch or 19 millimeters to the wheelbase. And so now I have the wheel where I want it to be, and I can measure the chain. Of course, I got to leave a little room for adjustment, so I got to find the sweet spot. But this is going to be much bigger change than you would think by making the bike longer. I think it's going to be a good change based on what I've seen other folks at the track do when they lengthen their bike. It seems to work really well on these, so I'm looking forward to trying this out. And here you have it. We've got the chain on, we've got everything adjusted. I gained almost 20 millimeters of wheelbase, which was pretty cool. I think the chain looks pretty nice, goes really well with the bike. I like the black a lot better than the silver. Of course, the DID tool did an amazing job flaring the master. Highly recommend it. No affiliation, but the KM500R puts all of them to shame, including the Motion Pro one. The Motion Pro tool is like a toy compared to the DID one. And if you're buying a DID chain and you want to install it, you'd think that DID has the best tool for their chain. And I'd have to, agree with that assumption. But overall, this new longer wheelbase, I think, is going to be really exciting. You can see the old witness mark. This adjuster used to be way up here. So it's going to be a big difference. And I'm really excited. And new chain is always fun. Looks really good. So we've got some other goodies coming. Can't really talk about them yet, but as soon as they arrive, we're going to have more install videos and give you guys some more ZX4 fun. Take care and subscribe and like if you want to see some more ZX4RR stuff.